How's it going, guys? Today I have a video for you. It's about how to be better with girls or women. And I know I might not be like, I don't know, like George Clooney or Brad Pitt or any of those other guys that are freaking like gorgeous and have beautiful wives and women clinging on to them all the time, but I just have some tips for you guys. Got some notes that I'm gonna share with you guys. I mean, I do feel like I don't want to say I'm like really good with them, but I feel like my personality is pretty spot on. And then when I do talk to girls, I feel like I'm not always the worst with it. I don't know. Some people struggle. I used to struggle with this, and then I don't know. One day it just clicked for me. So maybe after this video, it'll click for you guys. I don't know. Sometimes somebody just saying something, it just makes sense. So hopefully somebody out of whoever watches this gets that moment and just realizes like, hey, I could be better, and I am gonna be better. So hopefully that'll happen to one of you guys. So first up on the list, very, very important. This is like for anything in life, I feel, and that is don't feel inferior to somebody. Like, just because she's really gorgeous and really good looking doesn't mean like you can't just go up to her and talk to her. Like, I mean, even if it's just like to say hi, like you don't even have to try to approach her to like go ask for a number. Just like, don't feel inferior and that she's a better human being than you and you can't just go up and talk to her. Like, that shouldn't happen in life, no matter who it is. And if you want to do that, if you want to go up to talk to the best looking girl in your school or your office, your workplace, or at the bar, I don't know, then like just go do it. Like, why not? Just don't feel inferior, like you're not worth it. Alright, so that was the main thing. That goes for anything in life. Just never feel inferior. Never put yourself down or anything like that. So let's say that you do get to talking to a girl and you like her, you're like, okay, this could maybe go somewhere. Just be yourself. Too many times I see my friends or other guys, they'll act super nice, like super like lovey-dovey or something like that, and I'm just like, that's not who he is. And after a while, like maybe if they do get in a relationship or they do hang out, like their side that they usually are comes out, and it's not them. It's them being themselves when they're with me. Like, maybe not the nicest person all the time, or I don't know, somebody who's not always like well mannered, but I mean, or well dressed or well kept, all that stuff. But just be yourself, and just be true. Be true. Don't try to be fake or anything like that. Don't try to be all nice all the time to the point where like it's fake. Don't like fake being nice the whole time. Now if you're genuinely nice, then that's fine, but just don't try to be fake about that sort of stuff, and don't try to be somebody who you're not. Like, don't try to be the tough guy if you're not. Just be yourself. Alright, and then next up is if you can make them laugh, that's a plus. Like, if you're a funny guy, like most people can read themselves. If you're a funny person, or if you can send a one-liner every now and again, like that's good. Like, try to play to that. Play to your strengths. So if your strengths is like being funny and you're nice, I mean, try to make that the focal point of your guys' relationship. I'm not talking relationship as in like you're dating or you're seeing her, but I'm just talking like relationship in general, like friends, girlfriend, acquaintance, whatever. Make that the focal point. And then next we have don't always pine over them. I know a lot of guys make the mistake of where they'll pine over a girl, and this is where they usually get put, probably in the dreaded friend zone. is when they like pine over them and they're always asking to hang out and they're always like, oh hey, we should do something and blah blah blah. It's kind of like when you, I don't know, let's just say Xbox for instance, or Call of Duty. Let's take Call of Duty for instance. So if you're playing Call of Duty 24/7 and you know you're just grinding everything out, sooner or later it's gonna get pretty old. And it'll get very old faster if you play it as much as you can, if you get what I'm saying. So if you're playing all the time, Call of Duty's, unless you're a hardcore gamer, then you're just going to be like, oh, okay, you know, I don't want to play Black Ops 3 today. I've been playing it nonstop for the past 2 weeks, so I'm going to play something else. I guess that's kind of how I think, from what I've observed, is how girls act, especially when you first meet them. Don't always try to like push yourself on them and be like, oh hey, we should hang out, and then text them the next day if they didn't want to hang out the night before and be like, oh hey, we should hang out, or we should do something this weekend, you know, blah blah blah. Because sooner or later you're gonna go from somebody that they met to possibly feeling or for them feeling like that you're kind of creepy, or that you're kind of just like, oh, you know, yeah, he's cool, but he's kind of just my friend, you know, kind of try to be like a prized interaction, like somebody has to look forward to it. Now this is genuinely for when you first meet them. Like after that, after you're trying to like work things up, like you can try to hang out as much as you want, you know, after you become, I guess, good acquaintances. But don't always like pine over them. Try to be like that prized possession that like Jennifer's like, we'll just call her Jennifer. Jennifer's like, oh yeah, so I'm hanging out with Greg today, you know, that should be fun. And like if you guys are trying to, or if you're trying to hang out with her all the time, Jennifer's just gonna probably be like, oh yeah, he wants to hang out again, I don't know if I'm feeling that. You know, try to be that prized possession. Or I wouldn't say possession, you're not a possession, but prized interaction. Like I said before, don't always ask to hang out, you know, after you just meet them. I know it's kind of like a game, but a lot of people try to, you know, play those games nowadays, and I don't really like to do that. But if you're trying to ask them to hang out when you just meet them, they're gonna be like, oh, this guy's like trying to do something, you know. Or either that, or you're just gonna end up in the friend zone, or end up being called creepy or something. Anyway, moving on. Let me see what I have on my notes. A good, I guess I should say a good perk to have. If like put yourself in the girl's shoes, a good perk to have if you were a guy is to, you know, be genuinely nice, you know. And if you are genuinely nice, that's good. But you know, when you first meet them, you can just be like, you know, be kind of nice, be courteous, and then have her be like, oh wow, you know, this guy's a pretty nice guy. But just try not to push it. Like, don't go over the top. Don't be like opening the door for her like 24/7, like going up to the car door, opening it for her and be like, oh, here you go, madame. You know, that's just super corny, you know. Don't be nice to the point where it's corny, but just be genuinely nice, you know. Like if you guys go on a date, you know, thank the server for, you know, for giving you guys stuff, you know. Tip well. Thank her for like going on the date, I guess, but just don't be corny about it, you know. Be nice. If you want to do something kind, you know, for her, just do it, you know, but just don't go over the top. Like, don't be sending her flowers every week to her like office when you guys are like just barely acquainted. Don't do that. That's kind of that's when you get set in the creepy zone. Right? And then also I have on here is you can, if you're not the best looking guy, you can make the most of what you have by just dressing nice and keeping your hygiene well. Like, girls like guys who smell good. So what I like to do personally, this is up to anybody, sometimes I don't really like wearing cologne because it's so strong and it gives me headaches, so I'll use like bar soap and just smell fresh. Like, I feel like that's one of the better scents, is just smelling fresh, like just out of the shower. So fresh is good. And then also when you dress, I mean, dress obviously to your style, because like I'm not saying like you gotta dress like me or like the really fancy businessmen with suits, but don't wear like super baggy clothing, like fit clothing that is like fits you well, you know, like that's attractive, you know, and try to dress nice, like nice clothing. If you see somebody like that has a nice style and you like it, you know, you could try to emulate that, try to put that into your wardrobe. So just dress nice, have a nice hygiene, you know, they'll like it. And then like if you don't have like the best kept hair, try to get like a nice haircut, like something that you like, that you see on other guys, but that you'd feel like would fit well on you. That also usually catches girls' attention, is when you get a fresh haircut. Getting down to the bottom of my list now is say you're in school. I'm talking like elementary school, high school. You know, I don't want to say elementary. Well, there might be some people, but middle school, high school, you know, college. Don't be rude to her friends, because those are who she usually talks to most. Like, those people are who she usually talks to most. So like if one of them or a couple of them are like, wow, this guy was a jerk to me, they're gonna tell her, and then she's gonna be like, wow, you know, maybe he isn't the nicest guy. Because usually when you first meet a girl or you're just getting to know her, like her friends are like her main priority, or I don't want to say her main priority, but they know her the best and she talks to them the most. And the final thing on the list is to just be fun. Too many people get put in the friend zone for not being fun, and if you're not a fun person, try to be a fun person. Just don't be boring. Like, who wants to hang out with a boring person all day, and who wants to be in a relationship with somebody who's just gonna drag them down and just be a dark hole, you know? So I just feel like being fun is the best way to be like a good couple or person for somebody else, I guess. But that'll wrap it up. Thanks for listening, guys. I hope you could take some of my advice, and hopefully it'll work out for you. Thanks.